Welcome back to a brand new episode of the J All Day Sports Show. In today's episode, I'm doing a full first round mock draft in 10 minutes or less, guys. Some of these mock drafts take absolutely forever. I'm condensing it into 10 minutes so you know where your team is going to go in the first round. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. It really does help us get into the YouTube algorithm. Okay, Titans, you're on the board. They're starting to put some stuff out in the media, dropping some little nuggets of where they could potentially go. They just came out saying that Travis Hunter can play both wide receiver and cornerback at the NFL level at the same time, right? They said they won't pass on a generational talent. That's Travis Hunter, guys, and that's why I'm going Travis Hunter with pick 1. Could this be a little bit of a decoy? Possibly, but I don't think they're going to pass up on a generational talent in Travis Hunter. That leads the Cleveland Browns at pick number 2. They're taking the best quarterback on the board, in my opinion. That's Cam Ward. He doesn't come with all the baggage that Shedeur Sanders does, with him throwing his teammates under the bus in the media. He's not participating in the combine. I just don't like what I'm seeing out of Shedeur Sanders. I don't think Cleveland will either. They don't want to deal with games. Cam Ward's not going to play games. He's just going to play ball. All right. Now, the Giants are on the board at pick 3. The Giants do Giants things, and they're picking the quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. They're not going to pass up on one. They haven't had a good quarterback since Eli Manning. Shedeur Sanders goes number 3 to the Giants. Now, the Patriots on the board. They have Drake May. He looked really good considering they had one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. They need help protecting Drake May. That's why Will Campbell goes to them at number 4. Number 5, it makes perfect sense. Mason Graham, one of the best defenders in this draft. Back-to-back 90 grades. Excellent run defender. He goes to a D-line with the Jaguars that needs some help. Now, where do the Raiders go at pick number 6? They missed out on both the quarterbacks. Where do they go from here? Max Crosby, Abdul Carter, rushing the passer side to side. Woo! Baby, you can't pass up on Abdul Carter at number 6. Now, the Jets are on the board at number 7. Also missing out on the quarterbacks. None of these other quarterbacks are worth first-round picks. For me, they're going to pick, the best defender available, probably. They could go Tyler Warren, which would be very, very, very interesting. But for me, I love Will Johnson, the cornerback, going to the Jets at number 7, 6'2", covering these big-bodied wide receivers. I love that pick. All right, now, at number 8, the Carolina Panthers need help on defense. But a lot of people have, this guy from Georgia, Jalen Walker, going there. But I don't think they're going to go there. They're taking the best wide receiver in this draft class. That's Tet McMillan at number 8. Number 9, Saints are on the board. They need help on offense. They could go wide receiver here with Luther Burden, but you know what? They're going to take the best tight end in this draft, 1,200 yards receiving. The dude's an absolute beast. Tyler Warren goes to the Saints at 9. Now, the Bears are on the board at pick 10. They need offensive line help, in my opinion, but they could also go Ashton Jeanty, which is very, very interesting, right? But I really think they're going to go offensive line here. Josh Simmons goes to the Bears at number 10. Caleb Williams got sacked 68 times. I don't give a shit with the PFF grades because they look pretty good for the Bears, but you give up 68 sacks, you can't be that damn good, right? That's why they get their guy, Josh Simmons, the tackle spot at number 10. 49ers on the board here. They need some cornerback help, but they also need D-line help. I love Kenneth Grant to the 49ers at number 11. The dude is an absolute savage. Cowboys. Jerry Jones likes flash. Jeanty is the flash master. Ashton Jeanty goes to the Cowboys at 12. All right, Dolphins are on the board. Tua is one concussion away from not playing in the NFL anymore. They need offensive line help desperately. Kelvin Banks goes to the Dolphins at 13. No doubt about it. Now, the Colts are on the board at 14. They can use help everywhere. They're going to go edge. They're going to go James Pierce Jr., in my opinion. All right, next up, we got the Falcons at 15. They were the worst team at rushing the passer in the NFL last year. They're going to go Mike Green. Now, picking next is the Arizona Cardinals. They need some offensive line help desperately. Do they go O-line? Probably not. They're going to go D-line. I like Mykel Williams for sure, but I also like my man Walter Nolan, absolute savage. He goes there at 16. Now, number 17. You know who I like? Malachi Starks. They need a general on that defense. He can play safety. He can play in the slot. I love Malachi Starks to the Bengals at 17. All right. The Seahawks need interior offensive line help desperately. They're going to go with the best guard in this draft class. That's Tyler Booker. He's a beast. He's a road grader. He's a nasty player. I absolutely love that. Next up, Buccaneers. They need linebacker help, defensive help. Jahad Campbell is the guy for the Buccaneers. Now, picking at number 20, the Denver Broncos, right? I do like the tight end Loveland here. That could be definitely a play. But Luther Burden or Emeka Egbuka. Egbuka had the better year. Burden regressed. Egbuka goes to them at 20. Now that leaves the Steelers up at 21. Their cornerbacks were a dumpster fire last year. Jody Barron goes to the Steelers at 21. Chargers are up. We're reuniting coach and player. Loveland from Michigan goes back to Harbaugh land, now in LA. 22. Loveland goes to the Chargers. Packers are up on the board here. Luther Burden has the potential to be a true number 1 wide receiver. A little bit too small for me, in my opinion, but they need edge help desperately. Mykel Williams could definitely fit that scheme for sure. So could Shamar Stewart. I like those picks for sure, but I'm going to go Mykel Williams from Georgia to the Packers at 23. Now, the Vikings are on the board at 24. I think they could go offensive line help, right? Guard, the center, Gray Zabel. He fits perfectly into what they want to do. I love Zabel there for sure. Okay, next up, Houston Texans on the board. They need some offensive line help for sure. Maybe right tackle Josh Connolly Jr. makes perfect sense to me. He goes to the Texans at 25. LA Rams now on the board. They also need cornerbacks. They need tackles. Armand Membu goes to the Rams. I don't know if Stafford's going to be back, but they need to protect whoever the hell the quarterback is there. Now, up at 27, guys, is the Baltimore Ravens. Where do we go? Jalen Walker is the perfect Ravens pick, man. I don't even want to think twice about it. Jalen Walker, when I think of Jalen Walker, I think of a Baltimore Raven defender. I love that pick there. Now, Lions up on the board. They need linebacker help. They need edge help. Shamar Stewart makes sense, but Nick Scourton makes some sense there. Donovan Azaraku, he's got the better numbers, right? So that could be a great spot for the Lions. Luther Burden is still on the board. Oh, boy. But linebacker, edge defender, for me, the best one on the board, guys like Shamar Stewart, he's got great tools. 6'6", 290. I love that pick to the Lions at 28. Commanders are on the board. They need wide receiver help. They need cornerback help. Guess who's on the board? Luther Burden, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels. OMG, I love that pick. All right, NFL fans, the Bills are on the clock at pick 30. They need wide receivers, man. Keon Coleman hasn't been great. Khalil Shakir is okay. But now, moving forward, this Bills team needs a big premium wide receiver. Matthew Golden makes the most sense to me in this spot for the Bills. Pick 31. The Kansas City Chiefs look to rebound. Looks like Travis Kelce's going to come back. So where do they go? They need help desperately on the D-line. They want to add some help for Chris Jones. Nick Scourton looks like he's the best guy on the board at the edge. Him and Azaraku, but I like Nick Scourton's size. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the board at pick 32. Derek Harmon from Oregon makes a lot of sense as well. I do love myself some Darius Alexander from Toledo. Go back-to-back Toledo picks, or do we end it up with Donovan Azaraku from Boston College, the edge defender? Dude is an absolute monster. But you know what, guys? I want to go with Toledo again. Back-to-back Toledo first-round picks. Darius Alexander goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. There it is, guys. There's my mock draft. Travis Hunter goes number 1. Alexander goes number 32. Everything in between. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.